Hello. What's going on? All right. I wonder if you guys are here still. People, Lynn, Pradeep, Kritika, Miss L, Sakina, Tanya, Love It. What's up, you guys? Kalpana, what time is it for you guys right now? Curious. Okay, so we are gonna have the wheel today, and we are going to, obviously do some readings here. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can hear like the fans in the background and everything, if it's distracting. Let me know your experience of that, because I'll make it right. I'll fix it if it needs to be fixed. Okay, so today we're gonna do it kind of different than I usually do it, but I think it'll be fun anyway. So like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I think most of you guys that are here right now have, but just reminding you if you haven't. Hi Sahu. Also, okay, you guys, so pick a number 1 out of 80. Okay, and then post it in the chat right now. And you only get one chance. So one number, post it in the chat, and that's how we're going to decide who's going to get the first reading. And we're going to spin the wheel on it, so don't worry, it's going to be kind of like a surprise to me too. Okay. Oh, you know how we should do it instead? Because I have my own numbers right here. But it would kind of be funny because, like, what if no one picks any of these numbers, you know? So actually, I should have you guys pick the numbers, and then I should put the numbers down, and then I should spin, and then we'll see who gets picked. But let's do it this way first, since I already have it down. I just want to see if anybody gets one. Be interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna spin. Okay, we'll see what happens. Ready? Oh, that's crazy because when I did this a practice run, it actually picked 7 as well. So 7. Did anybody pick 7? I don't think so. I don't think there's 16, 13, 20, 44, 66, 55, 52. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Everybody pick one of these numbers, okay? So the numbers here, I'll just type it out for you. And you guys will have to pick like one of them. And you guys like don't have to tell each other what the number you picked was. And it's like, you can each have the same number. It doesn't even matter. But whichever one it lands on, that's gonna be weird. So you're gonna have to tell me what the number is that you choose, and everyone just gets one chance or one number, you know? So 72. It's kind of weird, but we'll figure it out. 7, 62. I always make them so confusing, huh? It's like it just cannot be like make sense. But I think it'll be interesting this way. 47, because I feel like certain numbers are, you know, coming to mind for a reason. So it's like if somebody else is on that same vibe, I feel like they should get a reading because they're feeling the same energy. You know what I mean? 23, 32. Yeah, I think that's all of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shh. Go lay down. Doesn't even matter if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He always has to do this, like right when I'm ready to go. Just like, nah. Always. Always. Okay. Okay, see Brittany. I think it's Brittany. I'm just checking right now. Brittany, yes. Okay. I see your donation here. So we'll start with you. Thanks for breaking the ice because, yeah, I was kind of a little bit off right now. We're going to have to figure that one out later. So we'll start with you, Brittany. Okay. So what is your question? And thanks for your donation, of course. Let's start with you. 2 questions. Okay. What new love is coming towards me that I can have a long-term commitment with? Okay, we'll see if a long-term commitment is gonna happen with this. Right now, okay, I see one of your questions. So, I don't know if it hasn't come in yet or what, but we'll see after this one. Let's see. All right, so, okay, so let's get started with this. Let's see what's coming into your life. You know, we can start with the Romance Angels Oracle because that's the deck that I like to use when, you know, we're looking at love situations. So let's do that. Brittany wants to know what is coming for love for her. Oh, trust. The situation is calling on you to have faith. Okay, nice. So that kind of seems like it could be somewhat committed, right? Because it's like you can trust the person, you should trust the person, or it's calling for you to have faith. So like believe that this can work out and be something more long term, or like someone that is worthy of your time. At least that's kind of what I'm feeling like it's saying, you know? For some reason, you should have faith, right? So let's see. Ooh, this situation involves marriage. So, like I always say with this one, it's not always your marriage we're talking about, but it definitely could be. So let's just not doubt it. You know, it could be your marriage, but it doesn't have to be. Wedding, you guys could meet at a wedding. You guys could have a wedding yourselves. I mean, it could mean anything really, but it involves marriage. So, okay. Release your ex. Okay. It's time to clear your energy. The time has come to clear your energy. I love that. Because, yeah, it's like, fuck all that shit, you know, having that around. So let's see anything else here. One more. So it's okay. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Nice. Nice. That's what we want to see for you because it's probably talking about like there is someone that you've been wanting to like connect with or just like reach out to or like get to know. And I don't think it would be a bad idea for you to try and do that. Like it seems like it would be a good idea for you to kind of like make that romantic gesture as it said. Um, but you do have to release the past. And so I think that's coming out because obviously if we don't release the past, then there's problems, you know, there's hang-ups and no one wants that. Like in a relationship, it's just kind of like a negative thing to have around to have a hang-up like that when it's about another person. So if that relates to you, I would say that that's probably a good idea. You've probably already been trying to do that a little bit, but it's still kind of a problem. It's still kind of like on your mind and it's still kind of like in your, you know, in your head and in your heart and just it's still lingering. And it's really going to affect the level of security you can have in the next relationship. So keep that in mind. Let's continue. It was trust, wedding, release your ex, and express your love. Right? Mm-hmm. Excuse the setup. It's kind of last minute. Tried to kind of get things set up here. Had a little bit of trouble, so still kind of experiencing a little bit of trouble, but it's all right. We'll figure it out, as we always say, and we always do. So let's focus on your reading. Now, I want to know the details of any kind of like next serious relationship you're going to get into or anything we need to know about it, basically. You know, anything that maybe you don't know or anything that we need to know. Just anything at all that we need to, you know, that wants to be brought forth that, you know, the cards want to make you aware of about your next connection. Anything at all for Brittany's next connection involving love, what is the situation you're bringing up in the cards? Because obviously you want to bring up the situation in the Romance Angels Oracle. So what is this all about? Who is this person? Can we know a little bit about them? Mm. I love to get this card for like the first one because it's like we're talking about commitment, we're talking about like serious relationship and love, and it's like we get this motherfucker. I mean, so it kind of tells me that like even if this is a situation that ends up being one that's not committed, you will still be very much about it, and it may still last a long time in your mind, or like not even just in your mind, like for that person too, but you know they're going to be playing games and they're not going to be like serious and they're not going to be committed. This is all about like a player, and if not a complete like absolute player, we're talking about just somebody who's not really committed, and you know, maybe they just don't want to be committed and they're not trying to hurt you, but it's really not a good energy to have. You know, it's somebody who's not going to be stable or steady. They're like they're gone like the next day, and you just don't know like what happened. You know, it's, I mean, kind of unsettling. And then we have the King of Cups, which makes me feel like this motherfucker is fake, because whenever I see the King of Cups or like the King of Cups with like, you know, Ten of Swords or like Eight of Swords or like, or not Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords or Seven of Swords or something like that, it's like, okay, so what happened to this? Because this guy's like really caring and all of that, but then he turns into like Ten of Swords fucking you over, or like Seven of Swords being sneaky and like shady. And so it's like the Knight of Wands and then the King of Cups. It's like it's probably going to be that you are going to feel like he is still that guy that he's trying to present and be for you, even though he is not committed or he's just like never can commit. It's like you just still see him as this really caring guy though. And it may be your own self that cannot accept that he isn't, or that like, you know, he may be when he's there, but he's not always there. So it's kind of hard, you know, to accept the both sides of the person, because you think that one side is so great and then one side just isn't there, but when he's there he's great, so you just think it's you maybe. What else do we need to know? How is she going to feel about this, and why is she, you know, is why is this going to be a longer term? Like what's the wedding card about? Is that your wedding or someone else's wedding? Are they married? Because remember it says the situation involves marriage, right? It doesn't say you're getting married, but I mean it's possible. But now that I'm seeing like this Knight of Wands, lack of commitment motherfucker, I'm thinking, is this person married, or is that what, you know? Let's see. This is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. So let's see what this wedding card's about. Mm-hmm. Okay, making a deliberate decision to maybe leave someone, because this will need to involve healing for this person. You know, it's not easy to do this, but they are making a deliberate decision. They're taking action. It's like after probably a lot of thought. You know, they didn't just make this action overnight. Like they took time, thought about it, and now this is what they're going to do for sure, and that's all that it is. Like it's not, there's no changing their mind. They're deliberate now. They know what they're doing and why, and they're going to go for that. Very deliberate decision, but in action that they're going to be taking. But this is talking about healing, so it's not easy. It's not something that's like not hurting them or weighing heavily on their mind. You know, maybe they can't really sleep very easily and it's hard to like get right with it. So I feel like maybe they are leaving a person. Is it's possible, which is like a shock. But you know, they could, or maybe this is the first time. Well, let's see what this Page of Wands is about. What action is this person taking that's leading to this Nine of Swords, you know, type of energy? Again, someone walking away. And reluctantly so, like it's not something that they really are like happy about. it's not something that's easy. You know, it's difficult and it's sad and it's, you know, it's really hard to do, but they know, it's almost like they know that they have to do it. But let's see what else. So this person seems to be leaving. I mean, we're asking about the wedding card, and then we're seeing that this person is making a deliberate decision to walk into uncomfortability and be sad and having to heal. So why? Because they have to walk away from somebody. Maybe the person that they were with, you know, cheated on them and they have to walk away because it's kind of reluctantly so. Or it could be that they are cheating on them with you or something like that, but they are seemingly the one who is leaving. You know, not happy about it, again, kind of reluctantly. So it could be that they're leaving a situation that they're in already. Anything else to add to this situation? Okay, so they're going to be taking some time on their own or in therapy or some kind of like healing, self-reflection type like work, because they know that they need to do it and they know that once they do, things will be a lot more clear to them. So for whatever reason, they're having this, you know, spark of insight. Well, actually, they know that they're going to have a spark of insight if they do this work. So like they're being wise, they're doing a lot of self-care at this time whenever this occurs. You know, they know that they have to be patient with themselves and kind of like look into themselves and look at the whole situation. And they know that once they do that, they'll understand exactly what they need to do. So that's, I mean, really, that's a good thing. Like they're being kind of smart about it. And like a lot of people don't do that when they should, like take that time to self reflect. So, I mean, I would say that that's mature and healthy. Okay. Who knows what they're going to do after that, or if they ever will have that spark of insight that they're waiting for so patiently. But looks like they're trying to heal in a way that seems somewhat healthy. So let me see if you've said anything. Haven't met anyone yet, and the past is dead. Oh, I wish I would have seen it, Nick. Man, I'm gonna have to look at that. One, what new love is coming towards me that I can handle? Okay. I'll post the second when you answer the first. That's good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's see even further. Let's see like what their zodiac sign is if we can find out. So what we know is that it seems like this person that you are going to be getting with. Well, let's see first of all if we can like find a range of time, because it doesn't necessarily mean like this will be the next person you're with. This seems like this is going to be a pretty long-term thing in general, but the thing that worries me is that Nine of Wands, of course, Knight of Wands, of course. But you know, because it's like if they're being so mature about this, that's why I say like we don't know what they're gonna do. Like we know that they're thinking about, okay, I need to heal, I need to do this in a healthy way, in a mature way, but you know, that most people don't do. But it's like, why are they showing up as the Knight of Wands? So let's look into that a little bit, because that's kind of like the whole thing for me that makes me worried. And then it seems like they're married or something, or you know, committed, and then they're leaving that person maybe for you. But it seems like, you know, when they go through this whole like reflection period, it seems more to me like they are going to be taking some time to on their own. So like you might meet them after they do this, or maybe they'll take a break from you like because they have to do this. They know that they need to like do that work. So maybe that's what the you know, Knight of Wands is there for. It's like they're caring, but they're not committed. They cheat. Let's just say we'll look into the Knight of Wands right now, but they cheat and then they decide that they have to leave the person they're with, or maybe it's you, you know. But it seems like reluctantly they're leaving, whoever it is they're leaving behind, because that's definitely what I see, no matter what the scenario is. And it seems like a person that they've been with. So whether or not they met you already or didn't, like, they could have cheated and then made this decision, or you could be meeting them, after they've done this self-work and they decide to go back into the dating world. Let's see where you come in with this Knight of Wands. What is this Knight of Wands? Why is he not committed? Like, what is the situation? Why is that coming out about this person? Give me the Knight of Wands energy. Give me the scenario, please. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and Hanged Man. Okay. So, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of like, he's trying to do the right thing, but it's not really the right thing. I mean, yet, because it's the Knight, it's not a king. So he's not there yet, he just doesn't really know the right thing to do. It's still kind of an immature energy. So I would say maybe he thinks he's doing the right thing. He's trying to be like a good man. But with the Knight of Cups, it kind of tells me that there is somebody who he tries to offer a connection to or is interested in, and he's offering this cup here. So he thinks he's doing the right thing. That's why he has the Hanged Man afterwards, because then he kind of is at a standstill. He's not sure what to do or what direction to take, because he's kind of like, he's stuck there, trying to gather more information. I would say he kind of sounds like an earth sign, he kind of sounds like an earth sign person, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And I say that because throughout this whole situation, we see that he's like thinking about what he needs to do. Virgo, this is Virgo coming out, so it could be a Virgo person. Um, at first I thought maybe fire because of the Knight of Wands, and then I thought maybe water because of the King of Cups, but more so I do feel like there is this strong earth sign energy here because of the way, like the things that we see him doing are kind of mature, and like, not that other elements aren't mature, but it's just like he's planning things and he's taking his time and he's like being patient and he's like trying to have a system and a strategy. So it kind of seems more like earth here. Maybe that's what we're seeing with this Knight of Pentacles here. But he is at a standstill at one point because he needs more information first. And that's the thing too. He needs more information. He's trying to gather that before he takes action. So it's definitely not fire, I would say. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a fire sign. King of Swords. Nine of Swords again. Yeah, so he's having to get real with himself and be honest with himself. And it could hurt, but at this stage, the King of Swords is not really an emotional sign. It's not a thing that is, it's not a card that embodies this whole energy of like, I care, or like, I want to know how you feel. Like, let's talk about feelings and how we're each affected by this emotionally. Like, no, it's about like, what are the facts? Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is why I'm going to do it. And I'm sorry, but it's not really emotional. It's kind of insensitive a bit. It could feel impersonal because it's just kind of like harsh, but it's the truth, because they don't want to bullshit anybody, and they may have already done a little bit of that with that Knight of Wands there. So now they're trying to just be straightforward, but it could be hurtful. And again, it's talking about healing. This is what it's going to result in, is somebody feeling hurt and needing to heal. So, it could go for either of them. But this is the second time that came out, because again, I feel like we're talking about the ending of something here that they're walking away from, but they're kind of doing it in a way that's, straightforward, healthy-ish. I mean, from what we can see here. So let's see where you come into this picture. Can we see where they come into this picture? Can we see where she comes into this picture, please? If we can see that at all. Can we find where she comes into this picture? Where does she come into this picture? Okay. Okay. I like that there's repeating cards here, because these are very important cards to be repeating because we're talking about the same storyline. It's going the same way and it's making a lot of sense. Like, I think the reason you come in is because, you guys meet, I guess, and I think he does end up, leaving his person for you because this is talking about, like, I don't think he needs you after he's done all this self-healing because it's talking about, you know, um, him doing something that he wants. And it is kind of selfish and it's kind of greedy. But I think, there's a reason for that. Not that there's an excuse for that, but I don't think it's necessarily like just that way. I think it is something that he feels like he wants to do for himself, but it's kind of like a thing that maybe he's not been able to do, or, he himself sees it that way, maybe, that he hasn't been able to like do really what he's wanted to do. And now it's kind of like the thing where it's like meeting you kind of made it apparent to him that, this is what he wanted to do. And maybe he didn't think of it like that before because there was no one that made him feel the way you make him feel. I mean, because this is somebody who like they have these 9 cups filled. They want, pleasures and the things that they want. Like they just keep, it's kind of like self-indulgence in a way, really, because it's not, you don't see him sharing, you don't see him offering to help out others with all that he has. It's like he'll probably take more if he can get more, so it is kind of selfish energy there. But I mean, I think it's just touching on the fact that he's kind of doing what he wants to do, what he feels, it's cups, so feeling what he feels he wants to do and what's right for himself. And then we're talking about somebody who's trying to build a foundation. So I feel like it's kind of like he's trying to build a foundation with you and he's feeling very responsible in this energy. Like he's wanting to be like, a man, and kind of like the emperor oversees his whole empire of people. So he has a big responsibility there to like make sure all these people are fed and have water and have the medicine they need and everything that they need to survive in his empire that he is the emperor of. So it's a huge responsibility. And in the same way, I feel like when he meets you, you guys are trying to build some kind of a stable foundation together, as two adults would obviously like to do or are supposed to do or whatever. That's usually what they do together. And he's feeling responsible in this role. Like he wants to, he may be maybe a bit older than you, but that's not really, all of it. It's just, it could be what it is. Maybe it's not. But to me, mostly it's talking about like he's feeling like he has a job now or like a responsibility, but it's not like a obligation. Like he wants to do it. And again, 2 of Wands. So I love it because that's what we saw before too. 2 of Wands. So he will be taking an action that is very deliberate. He'll be making this decision after a lot of thought. He's put a lot into this and he's, contemplated and thought about the different ways it can go and, what he really wants to just, eventually do. And then he does it. So he is doing this. Like this is something he wants to do and this is the way he's going. And I think it's in your direction, trying to build somewhat of a foundation together with you. But with the whole like him leaving the person and going through that, because the hermit here is about, it's not about like, I mean really it's about being alone, isolated, just needing that time to yourself. So he might actually be like, hey, I need to take a break with you. I need to figure this out. I need to figure myself out. I can't just be with you after I was in this relationship. Like I need to like take some time. And I'm saying that because the hermit is kind of about like taking time to yourself. Like no one, you don't have people around during that time because it's a very serious time that you're trying to figure yourself out. So other people being around would just distract you. It wouldn't be the hermit, So I feel like, either he takes a break from you for, however long the hermit is for him. It could be a day, a week, a month, doesn't matter. However long he feels he needs until he's good enough to share and do what he planned on doing. Um, that was weird, but okay. So yeah, he's like whatever he's planned on doing, he's gonna do after he's thought about it very thoroughly. And yeah, so I mean it's just kind of like I think he's probably gonna either take a break from you at that time or it's going to be like you guys just aren't very serious until after that. But I feel like, you are a bit serious. He may just take a little bit of a break with you or just, take some distance while he does that work. because again, it's an isolation period. Right? Isn't that what everyone wants? Just for a guy to do what he says he's going to do and to mean it and to be there and down and, well, committed basically, and reliable. Anyway, so yeah, so what is your, if you have another question, go ahead and ask it now. And yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty cool situation. Oh yeah, no wait, I wanted to get the time for you. I don't I don't have a book or anything that will tell me exactly what this card means, what time. But we're gonna look at the energy of the card, the situation around it, and anything else that kind of I feel about it. And it won't be exact. If we have a number, like the three of pages or the three of pentacles or something, then I'll tell you that number. And I've had people say that if I say the 10 of swords or 10 of cups, I tell them, okay, the 10th of the month, either the 10th of the month, it'll be 10 months from now, 10 days from now, 10 hours from now. Anything, the number 10, just keep, that in mind as it comes. And people have literally been like, yeah, it was the 10th of the month. So I've noticed the 10th of the month or whatever number I get, usually it's that of a certain month. And we don't know which month, obviously. But it's just keep those things in mind. Like I said, it's not going to be exact because I don't really know how to do that. This is just something I kind of have done and it's actually worked. So that's kind of how I do time ranges. But of course, it's not going to be exact. And also, if things change for you, in a huge way, along the, before that happens, then it could change the outcome of, the result of that time range as well. And anything could change that because we have free will. So that's just kind of how free will works. Things change all the time. And so let's see, we can get a time range of when this would be happening. Will it be this year? Next year? We have the Seven of Pentacles. It could be a while. You have to be a little bit patient. Don't be searching for this kind of thing because you might think you found it and then it might, somebody thinks you're a weirdo because you're like, I know we're going to be together. It's going to be this intense thing. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so we have Eight of Pentacles, somebody working very, very hard. It's a new hobby or a new apprenticeship, basically. It's something they're working very hard on. And fingers to the bone. It's not even a job. It's just something they enjoy doing. So that could be kind of talking about this new relationship that you just feel like you're very dedicated to. But it could be in anything, the 8th of the month, in 8 months from now, the 8th month of the year, which is August. So that's in 2 months, or we're about to hit July. So if it's in August, pay attention to that. If it's in 8 days, 8 weeks, again, 8 months from now, 8 years from now, I mean, just the number 8 is what I'm getting here. And obviously, we're touching on how you would be very dedicated to this new thing that you're very into, hobby, even though a person isn't really a hobby, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's kind of the same thing. This new endeavor that you're very about, almost like a hobby. Mm-hmm. So what you're asking about is success. I mean, you already know you're making good money, so by success you mean will it be everything I want? So fulfillment. You're not even asking about will I be successful financially. You already know that. But you're asking will it be emotionally fulfilling to me and also financially successful? Is it going to be a success in the sense that I'm happy with it in every way and it's doing what it needs to do for me, what I need it to do for me, and it's giving me what I need out of a job, out of what I'm expecting from it. And okay. Okay. So Nine of Swords and Two of Swords. It seems like there's something that either happened or is happening now or will happen. But I feel like maybe it's already happened or it's happening now, or like this is like the result of something that has recently happened. And even if it hasn't recently happened, it's just something, the effect is there now. And basically, the effect is you are kind of like unsure of how to go about yourself and about your life. Like you have conflicting thoughts and conflicting ideas of what you want to do. And, you have an idea of what you should be doing and what you really want to be doing, and then of course like what you know is best for yourself and like what you feel you want to do like are conflicting. And I think that you don't really take action as much as you should with this Two of Swords here. It's like you're kind of like indecisive a lot, and it's hard for you to kind of like actually just take action on something because you know that you might, well, basically you don't trust yourself anymore. You kind of don't want to make a mistake, and it's like, newsflash kid, we're gonna make mistakes in this life. And you kind of have to do that in order to know what's best for you. But yeah, I understand that fear. So it's kind of like holding you back because you're not making a decision. You're kind of sitting there like not knowing your own power is within the decisions you make and the actions you take for yourself. And even if you fail or fail, even if you don't like the result, it's still a learning experience. You just kind of like go on from that and take what you can, learn from it, and grow, yada yada yada. But seriously, I feel like it's holding you back, and it's probably because of whatever happened. You still need to heal from it. And see these in the background, you see these like kind of ghosts, I guess you could say, that are kind of like pointing at her and basically ridiculing her. So it could be that you're feeling very insecure, very like just very low on yourself, and you're telling yourself all of these things that are not true about yourself, very negative, and just seeing yourself in a way that's unrealistic, but negatively. Even if you're financially successful right now, basically the reason I'm talking about this when we're talking about your job, career, finances, and fulfillment is because something's holding you back. So I feel like even if you're making money, that's why you're asking this question probably too, because you're making money, but you're still asking if you'll be happy, telling me basically that you're not happy, you're not fulfilled. Is this going to be fulfilling to me in the long term? Like, what do I need to know? Like, why, because you're not fulfilled, and you already know probably that it's not going to be a thing that you're going to want to do forever. But that might change. I think the reason that you're not fulfilled now is really not much to do with your job as much as it is to do with whatever this thing is that you still need to heal from. Once you do that, you'll have a much clearer perspective on what you actually want to do, and if this is the right thing for you. Because you said, will I be happy? Is this the thing for me? Basically, it's like, I really like, it's funny that people ask things like that because this is your life and we have free will. And really, that is your decision to make. You know what I mean? So for you to ask me, or, the cards, like, will I be happy doing this? It's kind of like, if you want to be, yes. And if you don't want to be, then no. Life's what you make it. So basically, but I feel like to answer your question, since you really are asking, I think it's important for you to know that once you heal from whatever this is you need to heal from, you will know what you need to do for yourself and what, if you want to keep doing this or not, if this is a thing for you or not. And I think until then, your whole vision of this whole, fulfillment and this job having to do with that fulfillment is not going to be clear. And it's going to be a question to you because you're not in a place that you really, can be. You're not in a happy place in yourself. So you're looking at this job and looking at these other things, but it's really not about the job or the other things. It's really about you. So once you get to that point where you're like totally comfortable with yourself and you're healed from this, whatever it is, not ridiculing yourself anymore or anything, then I think you'll understand exactly what it is that you need to do and whether or not this is the thing for you. But until then, you won't know. And it may seem easier to put it on this job like it's the thing that's not fulfilling to you, but really it's, something you have to heal on the inside. And until then, I feel like you're really not going to know what decision to make with that Two of Swords. Like you're not making a decision. You don't know what to do. And it's because you don't know how to trust yourself. I feel like someone something, or you either lost somebody, or your whole perspective on the world and of yourself has changed. Maybe because of a betrayal, a death, a serious like abandonment possibly, or something where you were just disillusioned and you had to wake up and realize it wasn't what you thought, or something didn't work out the way you expected it to, and it just kind of makes you feel like you can't trust yourself, something like that. Mm. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That'll do it right there. Yeah, that'll do it. It just seems like with the Two of Swords there, with your like indecisiveness, and like you don't know the power that you have within your contribution to your own life and the participation, you would be taking in your own life, or that we all take in our own lives. It's like you don't even know that you can do that. Like you're not even like in your own power. So it just makes me feel like there's something that really threw you off. And now you're asking like, will you be fulfilled in a situation? And it's like, obviously you're not fulfilled right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, yeah. So really your job then, Brittany, is to heal. I mean, it's not easy to do that, and it's not something that you can just like, okay, sure, yep, got it. Put that on the list, check it off, no. Obviously, you're living it. But I think just maybe understanding that, acknowledging that maybe you're just distracting yourself. I mean, how long has it been since that has happened? Yeah. It's a really confusing thing with death, because I mean it depends what the death, how it what the death was, the cause. I think it what could change it, make it like easier or harder to accept as well. But either way, it being your mother, I feel like that's just something that's hard to accept in general, and hard to kind of like move forward from, in general, just because of, obviously, it's your mother. It's almost like a part of you's gone now too. And just because of that, it's like your whole identity is kind of questioned and questionable now. Like you don't really know what to do because it's your mom. I don't know how established you are within your own life, like as an adult, or if you feel like you are at all. But you may feel like you're not now. Like maybe you thought you were fine, and now you're like, oh, okay, I really have no idea what I'm doing. But I think that will go away. Like you'll find resolution for that once you're able to accept it, and figure out how to go forward. I know I'm so like it seems like I'm not very emotional, or like if it seems like that, I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to like, it's not hard for me to empathize with you. It's just hard for me to show it for some reason. So I'm kind of being like very practical about, or like very like just like explaining things. And it's like it's hard for me to like be like emotional, but don't think that I don't care. Hopefully you're not thinking that. Um, because secrets, thank you for saying that to her, because yeah, you probably already know everything I'm saying, and I don't need to like explain that to you. Um, but that's kind of the way that I show I care. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch, you guys, is a tarot reader as well. And you should check her out because she's amazing and she's really good at what she does. I'm gonna pin this, or wait, hang on. Here. That's so I don't put you on blast, Brittany. So that's her, you guys. Check her out. Check out her channel. Go follow. I mean, subscribe and go watch her shit because it's real good and you won't regret it. She puts a lot of work into that, so go spread that love, show some love. Okay. Hey, Glipper, I haven't seen you in forever, damn. Zeneb. Okay. But Brittany, does that make sense though? Like, the reading? Like, do you feel like I covered that enough? Or do you feel like, you still don't understand something about it? Like, is there anything else I should look into for you, about that? Let me know. You're welcome, of course. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. Thank you for your donation. And of course, good luck to you on your road to healing because that's going to be important for you to find that fulfillment, of course. But yeah, I mean, I really do think that once, you get on a path that's a little bit more clear and this whole thing is, more of a part of you now and you're able to kind of like integrate it. Like once things get a little back to normal, you'll know, what you need to do and but it just takes time, It really does. It just really just I mean, but if you need therapy, like get it because don't wait on that. Like because it's just your mental health and emotional health is important and it can go downhill or it can, not, but it's like it's important for you to focus on that if that's something that you feel you need help with. It's nothing to be ashamed of and it's better to do it sooner than later. Thanks for being here. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad to have been able to read for you for sure. Thank you for being here and participating. Um, okay. So, well, if you don't like to do like face to face, like you kind of like don't like people right now, for example, like some people are like that. They just don't want to like socialize as much or, COVID and everything like that too. So it's like, whether it's depression or just COVID, you're just freaked out about people. Um, there's online therapy for sure. But there is something that you can do for free, which I found very helpful along the way. Like if you can't get therapy, like, if you can't get actual like face to face or even online, but it's kind of, expensive for certain ones. So what you can do though is an app called Seven Cups, not Seven of Cups, but Seven Cups. Um, and it's an app that you just vent basically to people, and there's people on there that are called listeners. And there are actually professional therapists on there as well, but I think I'm not sure how it works anymore. You may have to pay for them, but I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but there are people that talk for free and actually and to be a listener, like it's not just random people, like they won't troll you or anything like that because to actually become a listener on that site or on that app, you have to like go through this whole like this long like extensive ass test about listening and if you're a good listener and what you say and how you say it and how you help a person going through something, like how you like just listen basically, but say the right things and don't like, you know, say the wrong thing basically. Just but I went through that test. It's extensive. So the people that actually are listeners, they have to like pass a really very long test and go through all these different things to get there. So I think if they are there, they want to be like they want to help people and they're good at helping people. I've never had any bad experiences on that site and it's actually pretty helpful to like just talk to a person, and just vent, even if it's like not a professional, like it can be very helpful. So that's a free option for you. And you don't even have to like do anything. You just download the app and see if you like it or not, you can try that. Yeah, yeah, it's on your phone. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, it's a pretty cool app. I've used it quite a few times myself for sure. Glipper. Okay. Glipper, I see your donation. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what your question is. I will definitely get started for you. Let me know. Just let me know in the chat what your question is and we'll get started. These freaking cards. Hi, Luz. Luzla. Ah, okay, Glipper. What can you tell me about the connection between, let's see, Efka, Scorpiona? Okay. What can you tell me about the connection between, let's see what there is to know here. Glipper and the Scorpio person. What there is to know about this connection. Ooh, oops, that's a lot. Okay. No worries. I'm just kind of a sloppy shuffler sometimes, so don't think that you're gonna miss your message, okay? Tell me about the Scorpio person that she needs to know. Anything that she needs to know, maybe that we don't know, or that just anything you want to bring to her attention about this connection here, something that she should know or understand about it. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so here we are talking about, we've got the Six of Swords, the Lovers, the Four of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the Page of Cups. So basically, this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about, it's possible that they're walking away from something. And at first I thought maybe it was you that they're walking away from, eventually as we like go further into this, or maybe they have already, or whatever, maybe this is on and off. I'm just not really sure exactly at this point, right? So I'm just walking you through kind of like what I was going through in my head and what was coming to me. It was, somebody walking away kind of reluctantly. So like it's not something that they're wanting to really do, but they kind of, they do it because they know that it's better, that they kind of have to, or just like that's what they need to do for whatever reason. And this I would say is a, if not already, it has the potential to be a love situation or a love relationship, you know. And I would say there is something about it that makes you guys want to, you know, build somewhat of a foundation. So I would say it's more serious, or at least wanting to be. Um, you know, like you guys have that kind of plan, or it's something that could eventually end up at that point if it hasn't yet. Or at least this is the idea. Like I feel like this is something that's like kind of the idea, like the hope or the what you guys are like planning kind of thing. Like if you know it's not exactly happening, but it's something that is what you're both wanting, or what you're both like saying is going to happen, or what you both kind of the idea of the situation, like what it represents and what you guys hope to eventually do, like where your mind's at with it. And Temperance card, we're talking about, you know, either Sagittarius energy there. Oh, also the Lovers could be Gemini. And so if it's not Sag or Gemini, that's fine. It's just that, you know, that those cards mean that as well. So I'm just letting you know if it relates at all. But you said Scorpio. So, I mean, if you're a Gemini or a Sag, but you don't have to be, there has to, you know, it doesn't have to be Gemini or Sag. But I'm just letting you know that those cards mean that as well. So the reason I said Sag first, though, was because what got my attention was, you know, because obviously this to me is talking about like a relationship, but this to me got more my attention about the Sag because Temperance, with the Page of Cups, it makes me feel like maybe they're walking away and kind of, you know, introducing or like trying to have a connection with someone else, maybe a Sag, but it's just difficult to kind of, I mean, it could go a few different ways because of this here is kind of making me feel like there was some commitment, or there was like some idea of commitment, or some like want to be committed. And also this could be talking about like they were offering something to you, but you know, because obviously you made them very happy, or it felt like the right thing, like it felt like everything had come together in the world and just created a space just for you two. That's kind of like what Temperance tells me. It's like there is a lot of harmony and a lot of peace and a lot of balance, and it's like things are like right now, like things are like actually all coming together for a purpose kind of energy or connection that you guys would share. But let's see, let me confirm if it's either one. Tell me about this Page of Cups and if it's directed at her or someone new. Very deliberate decision. Okay. Very quick decision. Almost overnight. So it could be somebody from their past. Okay. Someone, either you guys have a past. Like if you guys don't have a past, I would say that this is about an ex of theirs. If you guys do have a past, I would say this could be about you actually. So maybe this is talking about in the past they had to kind of like, you know, take some distance or make some space. And then you said he's someone I met recently, busy, we've been talking. Okay, so it's basically, thank you, Lauren. Yeah, I'll get to you right after this one, okay? Thank you. So, right, so basically, you know, if you guys do have a past though, then it would be talking about like, so this is somebody you just met though, you said. So this could be talking about somebody that they've dealt with in the past. And obviously that person could be a Sag, or, you know, even a Gemini or some other side. But here we're talking about like they're making a very deliberate decision. Again, in the front here, we see that they're not really wanting to leave, but they know that they have to. They're doing that, and that's what's best. They may be getting with that person again here because this is kind of like the early stages of a relationship. It kind of makes me feel like it's not, well, because the page is almost a new relationship. I would say that would be more leaning towards you, but because everyone can have a fresh start and everyone, you know, people want to start anew, it's you know, could be that energy as well. The reason I think it might be an X is because the Page of Swords kind of tells me that, you know, this is something that it's hard for them to let go of. It's hard for them to move forward from it, even though they've tried to, and they would like to. You know, again, they didn't really want to leave the situation behind. They reluctantly left it behind, but knew it was the best thing for them, or they just kind of like were sad doing it, because it's sad to leave things behind no matter what the situation is. Sometimes it's not, but I mean, you know, usually it is, and that's kind of the energy I'm feeling there. It could have been a committed thing. And so since you guys are somewhat new, you know, it could be talking about they left that person for you, or maybe they will be. leaving that person for you. But the whole thing here with the page of, or the, I'm sorry, the Two of Wands, very deliberate decision here. So it's like they will be doing this. There is no like convincing them otherwise. They know what they need to do and they've thought about it for a while, and now they're going to be taking action on it. And it's something that they didn't have much thought. Like it didn't take long for them to decide this. It's almost like overnight, or maybe even in less time, but they're sure of it. Like they know they need to do it. It's almost like they've wanted to do it for a while, but now there's a reason. Now they're going to do it because this has, shown them that that's the best thing for them, or, but they've been considering it for a long time or something like that. Because with the Two of Wands, it's almost like, there is no contemplation. It's like, I'm going to do it now. Very like, I'm taking action. And while twos kind of seem like, one way or the other, like this or that kind of confusing, I would say it's more of, at this point, I'm going to be doing that. I'm taking these wands and I'm moving forward and I'm, making this decision. It's not swords, it's not thought, it's not mental energy, it's action. But the action is, for the purpose of, the Page of Swords. So I would say it's something they couldn't let go of. That's why I feel like it could be an X too. It seems like they've tried to let go of this. They reluctantly tried to leave it behind before. They didn't really want to. Now they can't really let go of it. So I would say that in your situation, maybe there will be no situation, or it will be something where they will leave you behind because they are stuck on their ex. But it would be very sudden. Like, let's see, because there's obviously a few different ways we can go about this, and I'm kind of confused, and I'm sure you are too. So I feel like none of this is really taking place yet. Like they're not really close to you yet. So this could be something that they're going through now. But let's see, what their next action toward you is. Just keep this in mind if you do get involved with them, that they could have somebody they're still hung up on from their past, that it was hard for them to leave that person and they're still kind of struggling to stay away from the person or whatever the case is, exactly. But it's still a lingering thing. They're trying to get past it. It's difficult to do that. They could be kind of indirectly trying to get information about the person. The Page of Swords sometimes means spying, but I don't want to go that far as to say that that person's necessarily spying in a weird way. But, even them like talking to the person's friends, or like even getting a tarot reading like right now, kind of like you're doing and asking about it. Not that you're really asking about them in a weird way, but it's just like if they were doing that with their ex, that would kind of be spying in a way. Like it's just indirect, like they're not directly talking to the person, but they're still trying to figure out what's going on with them. So that's why I think people misinterpret that sometimes and think it's a weird thing. Been single for over a year. His ex left him, he told me. That could be true. Maybe they made him leave and he was reluctant to do that. There's that reluctance. Three of Wands. Next actions toward you. Okay. Yeah, I think it will be very apparent to you that they are stuck on something or they feel like held back by something. Like it will be shining in the light for all to see. They are hung up on something from the past. It's like, but they're allowing it to affect them. Like they really don't need to do that, but that's what they're doing. Obviously they don't want it to be that way, but it's very clear to you, maybe because you're getting this reading now and you're, when they start to act a certain way, you'll start to see like, oh, that's makes sense. That's why. Maybe that's why the sun's here, but I think it'll just be very obvious to you, like what it is that they're doing and why. It's a self-imposed limitation or a self-imposed restriction. It's not literally like their hands are tied there and they can't move, but they are sitting in this energy unable to, they just don't really know how to break free from it. So let's see why your guys' connection, like what's going to happen here and if it's even going to become something. Like why is this person in your life, basically? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling a second ago when I was talking about this whole scenario with these cards here. For a second, I thought like maybe you're in their life to kind of like make them feel better for a little while and they get their heads straight and kind of get back to the person they once were. Because here, but what's kind of throwing me off is the whole commitment aspect. It's kind of like either a marriage or a commitment. Maybe it was a marriage, or maybe it's because of the commitment they were in before. But I feel like the whole purpose of your guys' connection is having to do with, something being made right. Like, well, it could be what I was thinking, like, them having to get back to who they were, you helping them to do that. Like, even just being a friend of theirs, it's like just the experience with you, like the getting to know you or talking to you, and, having that time with you with another person who has a different perspective, maybe, than them, one maybe that they've never heard before, helps them to kind of see it differently too, and grow and make things right with themselves, like balance themselves back out, heal, grow, move forward, that kind of thing. Because I do see them moving forward and being able to be very independent, because of the connection to you. And the King of Pentacles, it's the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing. It's very different actually from the Queen of Wands, but it's kind of telling me that they'll be able to get their heads straight and they'll be able to be back on track. The Queen of Wands is amazing because she's very independent and she doesn't need to ask for permission. She doesn't need approval or reassurance. Like, she knows what she's doing and she just does it. And so I feel like this person obviously is Eight of Swords energy, and that's kind of what they're needing to get to this point, and they're just not there yet. And I think that's probably why this connection's happening. I don't know if it'll ever be romantic between the two of you, because it seems like it's more karmic. It seems like it's more short term, like you guys are there for a certain purpose to support each other. You more him than he you. But will it ever be a serious commitment between the two of you? I feel like they're too caught up in this other person to even really allow that right now. And if they did go for that, that wouldn't really be fair, because of how they're kind of still stuck on the situation. And they know that, they're not fooling anyone with that. It's very obvious to you as well, I'm sure. If you get to know them a little bit more, you will see that. So I don't really think that that will be like anything where you're being fooled or played. Like, you won't be able to be, because again, the sun's out and it's just very like obvious to you, like what their whole MO is and what their problem is, So I don't think that they'll be able to fool you like that. I don't think they'd even want to really do that. It doesn't seem like that to me. It just seems like they kind of need some help to heal from this, and you may be able to help them to do that. That could be why this whole you met the person at all, and whatever, however close you guys are going to get, that could be what that's about. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I really, he definitely is. He may be trying to heal. I mean, like I said, the Page of Swords is like, their energy is like they're putting one foot forward, and they're trying to get over it. Like, they really are. They're not wanting to be stuck there. But the Eight of Swords even confirms again that, they are very much stuck there in their own head. Like, not literally are they stuck there, but they're keeping themselves there. And again, no one wants to be in that energy, but it's just something that they feel like they're stuck, like they're held back, and like their hands are tied and they can't do anything about it. And with the Page of Swords, it's like they've tried. They're trying to have new experiences. They're trying to get it out of their head. They're trying to move forward, move on, and have new kinds of, experiences in life, and situations and relationships maybe too. But, they still have that one foot set firmly in the past, along with their sword of defensiveness. And, you know, um, they're just very much still hanging on to it. And it's hard for them to just like drop it. So, I'm not surprised that it's not seeming that way. But I think, maybe after this reading, you'll be able to see that more. Maybe as you get to know them a little bit more, you'll be able to see it. But with the sun being there, I mean, it seems like it wouldn't really be a hidden thing. Like, you won't. So, let me know if you have that experience with it as time goes on, because I feel like with the sun there, that just kind of tells me like there's nothing in the dark. Like, you will know this, once they reveal that, or once they say a certain thing, you'll be like, oh, they are totally not really ready for a relationship, with anyone else. Like, they need help, kind of thing. Which is kind of, I don't mean that in a fucked up way. I'm just saying, like, it's the sun is shining on them and their situation. And they really can't hide it. You're kind of like a therapist almost, or like it's not really romantic, like I just don't see it really becoming romantic in a serious way until they can let go of this, at least. At least that's what's being presented to me. So just keep that in mind, that like your role in this situation could really be to just be like a friend or a person that they can get a different perspective and maybe help them to like find themselves and be strong again. Mm-hmm. Thank you, of course. And thank you for your donation and for participating. Please like this video if you get a chance, you guys. Whoever's here now, please go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that too. Let's get this going. Let's keep this going. Lauren. Thanks, Lauren. How are you? You want to know, how is Cancer feeling about me? We are no contact and I want to reconcile. Okay. Hi, Quadote. Okay, Lauren. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be doing the wheel. I'm just doing donation readings right now. So after those, we will get back to the wheel for sure. Yeah, I know everyone loves the wheel, so I had to have it tonight. Okay, so how is the Cancer feeling about me, first of all? And we will use the Romance Angels Oracle to see if there is reconciliation in the works or a possibility of that we're seeing from today. So what is this Cancer person feeling about Lauren currently? Okay, hang on, hang on. Okay, I feel like either they want to reconcile as well, like soon, or they feel like you've moved on very quick. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. You just kind of like got exited out. It exited out on you. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that happened, but okay. So yeah, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can or not. Having glitches tonight. Okay. So basically, the reason I feel like, with this Ace of Cups here, it kind of seems like they still want to make this work. Like there's a lot of love here between the both of you. So I don't think that like they are over it necessarily. They could be in the same energy as you, but let me try to confirm that. Why are they the Ace of Cups here for this Cancer person and their feelings toward Lauren? Okay. Yeah. So to me, it seems like they're having a hard time letting it go. They walked away from the situation seemingly, kind of reluctantly so, with this Six of Swords. It's not really, I don't know if you've seen it in other decks. Let me see if I can find it really quick for you, because I'm trying to make a point here, kind of, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So Six of Swords here. you know, you see them being kind of led away with by this person, but also, you know, they're kind of reluctant to, like, it's not something like, yes, fuck you, deuces, you know, it's not, they're happy to be walking away, but they know that it's best for them and that's what they need to do. Or, you know, sometimes it can mean travel as well, but here I feel like there is, like if they didn't travel, of course, you know, and it could be both as well. They could have traveled after this, but either way, I still feel like um, there was a reluctance to leave, but then they did anyway. Maybe you left them, and so they kind of had to leave, and they didn't even want that. Whatever the case is, I feel like they did leave, but there was a reluctance in some way. There was like a, they didn't really, you know, they weren't happy to do that, but for some reason, whatever the case was, they did. And now it's, you know, saying that they're having a hard time letting it go. Again, you know, I just talked about the Page of Swords, and this is what I meant. In this deck, it's a little bit different too. So let me find this card as well so I can show you the difference. And so I can show you the symbolism and like why I feel the way I feel about it. Because it's a little bit different in that deck too. Here it is. Love that, because usually I'm trying to find a card and it like takes forever. And then like I don't find it. It's like it's just, yeah. So yay. This is happening for a reason. This Page of Swords here, it's, you know, one foot is set firmly, like trying to, you know, forward, trying to have new experiences, trying to move forward, trying to, you know, move on and go through life and just kind of keep going and keep, you know, move forward. And this foot here is set firmly in the past with their sword here of defensiveness. Here it's like, you know, like this foot is just like not moving forward. So they're trying, but, you know, they can't. So it seems as though, and the moon's here too. So it's very confusing. Like their own feelings and emotions are conflicting. They're not sure what to do. I would say that they, you know, it's hot and cold for them. Like sometimes they want to come for you, and sometimes they just know that they're not going to do that at all. And so, was there a betrayal here, or a betrayal of trust in some way? Or someone's worried about this. Someone's worried that they cannot trust a person, or that a person is not worth their time because of something very serious that happened that affected one of you or both. Wow. Could have been having to do with money. It could have even had to do with like if it wasn't a betrayal, it's just one of you had expectations, like you guys had either plans to like build together, save money up for something, and maybe that never happened. Like one of you, you know, weren't putting, yeah, I feel like it does have to do with money, or, you know, at least security, the security of your guys' like relationship. Somebody's very independent, they do what they want to do, they couldn't like follow rules, they couldn't like, you know, meet you halfway. It was like they just kind of were stubborn about like doing whatever they wanted to do. And the reason for that is probably because they still have a lot of soul searching to do, or maybe you do. Maybe that's why this broke up right now the way it did, because somebody, you know, it was kind of like a momentary thing. Now it has to take a break, and it may even come back because, again, the Ace of Cups, I mean, they still have a lot of love for you too. I really do think that. I really do feel like they are very connected to you still. So that's, you know, probably, you probably like to hear that. That's cool, but I'm not just saying that for that reason. Ace of Cups is, you know, there's an abundance of love just waiting to be had. There's opportunities to express that to each other, and who knows if those opportunities will be taken advantage of for the both of you, if you guys will do that. But you know, it seems like it's not like they're just over and done. Like they obviously have a lot of feelings for you still. So I would even say that like they're kind of in the same boat as you, wanting to reconcile, but at the same time they are back and forth on it. It's like sometimes they don't want to, and sometimes they do, and so obviously they haven't taken action towards it yet. Let's see what the Romance Angels Oracle says though, because this is the deck I like to use when I'm not really like sure, or not sure, but just, you know, I'd like to know where a relationship is going, like between two people, what is left, if anything is left, like what do we have to expect, or like what is the energy between the both of you that could happen. First of all, we get express your love, so go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I would say that's saying like if you want to reach out to them, or you're wanting to make this work and right, you may have to be the initiator. And even if you're not the initiator, like you don't have to be. At some point they might come back as well. It's not saying they won't, because obviously they still have feelings for you. It's just they're a bit confused about what to do and if they even want to do anything about that with you at this time, like at this time right now. But you can't, it's a it's an option definitely to you, for you to initiate that, um, because it's saying go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So express your love, like don't hold back, you don't need to do that here. It's safe. Like you can, there's no reason why you shouldn't. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So this is going to be important for you both. Again, this could have been a situation that was, at the right timing for a reason. Now you guys kind of need to do some soul searching so that when you do get back together, if you ever do, it will be like you both know exactly what you want. You both have a clear picture of where you're at personally in your lives. And so that can just make your relationship even better, because maybe before you both were kind of just like trying things out, didn't really know what you wanted, and there were some issues that came up. And, because the Eight of Cups that I drew here before, it's all about like soul searching and having to find what fulfills you in life. And so if you're confused about that, or you haven't done that work yet, you're kind of living your life for certain reasons that you're not even sure why, or maybe what other people are expecting of you, or maybe just like a plan you've had but it doesn't really fulfill you. Like you haven't found what it is that you really want to do yet, or what you're living for. Like you just aren't fulfilled exactly because you're not living life the way that you feel is best for yourself. You're kind of like you're holding yourself back and limiting yourself for whatever reason. So you haven't found it yet, the fulfillment in life and the courage maybe even to just live in that way that fulfills you most. So that's what you guys need to both probably do before you get back together, so that the relationship can just be that much better, because you know that you want to be there. It's for a reason that you guys are together and it's meant. It says calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So, this is talking about like manifesting your soulmate here, like the right person for you, and visualizing that and seeing it and knowing what that is. So that when you go back out there into the dating world, you're not just like, yeah, fuck it, I don't know, I'll try. That guy isn't really about the things that I'm about, but I'm just gonna, they like me, so I'll just give it a try. Like, no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, well, I kind of like that. That's something I've always wanted in a man or woman, whatever, but like noticing what really jives with you and what really doesn't, like, and not being afraid to like say, I just don't think that I would work out with that person because I'm not about that, and it's okay to not like, not everyone you date is going to be your forever, but it's just kind of like knowing what it is you're looking for. And then your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. It says engagement. It doesn't necessarily mean literally you're going to be engaged, but it's just, higher level of commitment. So getting closer to a person, maybe even getting engaged, it's definitely possible. So I would say that, if this relationship here wasn't there to literally just help you to find your path and to find the person that's right for you, it could be that later on down the line, that's what this ends up being, is this person is the one that you should be with. There's so many scenarios and we just don't really know exactly. Like I could try to get a confirmation of if this person is it, but even then, I don't like to do yes or no's, only because that could change, because we have free will and we can choose to change our path. And so when we do that, sometimes the result changes. So I can look into, like, as of right now, do we see this person? It says worth waiting for. That's so cute. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I would definitely say that this person is not, they weren't just there for no reason. There is something that you're going to learn from it, even if it is just karmic and maybe not a soulmate. It's still something that will be impacting your life for years to come. Not that that has to be a bad thing, though. That's a good thing, take what you can from it, and not saying that it's done and over with. Again, they have a lot of love for you, so don't believe that they don't, no matter what the situation is. I think they're very confused as to what to do about that, or if they even want to do anything about it right now. They're trying to do what's best for themselves as well. And for whatever reason, there was an issue or some issues between you. And right now they're just a little conflicted on what to do exactly. If I were you, it seems like it would be okay to make that romantic gesture, but I think maybe if you just wait a little while for them to make it so that they're more comfortable with the situation, they don't feel like they have to do anything, or they just don't want to say no, or they want to be nice, or, they're initiating, then they know they want to be there doing that. And that, is just a little more secure, I feel like, for you. So thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Um, okay. Okay. Kate, I see your donations well. Thank you. Um, yeah, definitely. Ooh, Lauren, I like your picture. I just noticed that. So, Kate, please go ahead and post your question. I'm ready for you. And thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Oh, crap, I didn't even put your. I still have that other question pinned, but we'll change that right now. What is the next step for Michael and I when it comes to this connection? Okay, definitely look into that for you. We'll use the Romance Angels Oracle for this one too, just because I'd like to always know, what's left between two people. It's important to kind of get a look at that. And the Romance Angels Oracle can help us to do that. So we'll start there. See if there's any issues that maybe tarot can help us to solve or, resolve, or even just acknowledge in the first place. So what is left between these two, Michael and Kate, or Rita? What is left between these two? What do we need to know? What is left between these two? What do we need to know? Anything that you want to bring to my attention here that I can help be the messenger and give her this message and help her to find clarity and resolve any issues she's having in the situation, or any questions she has can be answered now. Thank you. What do we need to know about this connection with her and Michael? Where is it going? If anything is left here in this connection, what do we need to know? What is this connection involving here? What do we need to know? What are the main issues? What do we need to know here from Michael and Rita, please? Michael and Rita. What do we need to know about Michael and Rita, please? Their connection, please. What is coming? What's in the future? What do they have left between them? What is the energy between them? What do you want me to know? Okay. Wow. Okay. I feel like it's going to go further. It says, first of all, wedding. This situation involves marriage. Again, doesn't necessarily mean your marriage, but it could mean that. And I feel like with the rest of the cards, obviously, it's leaning more towards being your guys' connection we're talking about here. Um, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Don't go it alone. Have a social life. Allow people to be involved in not just isolation for you guys. And then true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So wow. Unless you feel like you guys, this course it's run its course. Of course, it doesn't mean you will be together forever just because it's a romance of a lifetime. You could learn a lot from it. What is the purpose of this connection here? But I feel like since this is talking about like what's left between you as of today, there is still more love to be had, and there is still more connection, like a closer that you guys can get, even if you're not communicating, or if you guys are, not doing so well, or maybe on the outs. It still seems like it's possible for you guys to come together somehow. It says, okay, wait, you said he's acting normal, like this is just me, and he feels nothing. He makes me feel like I'm crazy. I saw him yesterday. He just acting normal. I'm confused now. He was acting like he is involved with someone, but he acts different. I feel that, but he says nothing. There are those issues. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this. I mean, like, unless he's married, but I still feel like heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. But if that's not happening, then that could be the first part where we see issues, coming. And then let your friends help you. Are they able to tell you things that maybe you don't know that they know about his whereabouts, or his, things that maybe you would need to know about what he's really doing? And then true love, this romance of a lifetime. Of course, it could be very impactful to you. Let's see what the cards have to say. Like, what is, what do we need to know about Michael in general? See, in the beginning, how it was like maybe anything you don't know, anything you need to know, because I was kind of already feeling like maybe there's something you don't know. Hi, Infinity. He is dating. I asked his cousin yesterday. Okay. See, let your friends help you. There it is. You're like, I'm already doing that. Nice. Okay. Or maybe that's saying basically like, yeah, there are people that can help you to find out and not be so confused. Like, you don't need to find out on your own. Like, there's people who can tell you. So it seems like you already kind of like are doing that. Infinity 17, thank you for asking. I'm very well. How are you? Okay, what do we need to know about Michael himself in regards to Rita? Give me Michael's energy first of all. What kind of person is he? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. So basically, if you lent a hand to him, I would say that he took that and went and ran with it, and kind of just like made you feel maybe that he was going to eventually give in return, or that he was very appreciative of that and that meant a lot to him, but he kind of just took it and ran with it. Maybe kept asking for favors or whatever, you were able to lend a hand with. Maybe even if it's just your time and attention. I mean, he just ran with it. And now, you're waiting here for him to reciprocate this, because it's not really about give and take here. It's about this person has more to offer these two, and he's offering that. And he has the scales in his hand. So, I mean, he's trying to like balance it out by, you know, he's a person who has a lot and they need a lot that they don't have a lot. So he's trying to like balance the scales by giving to people who need things that he has to offer that he doesn't really exactly need, but they do, trying to like balance it out and give back, so but it's not in a situation like that we would go through. not the card situation, but to make that in your situation, it would probably seem something like you gave him help or offered a hand, and then hi Barbie. So basically, yeah, I feel like he, if you ever lent him a hand in any way, even if it's just like giving him attention or, offering some suggestions or maybe just like giving him some kind of like, like I said, attention, like it could have been something where you didn't feel like you were really lending a hand, but to him, you kind of like gave him something like by doing that. But because of that, it's like you maybe thought like, okay, I was nice to him, so he's gonna be nice to me, or maybe this is gonna go somewhere. But it seems like he kind of just like stole whatever it is you gave him, like almost like snuck off with it and like never intended on really he said, yeah, I gave him a lot of attention. Like he kind of like was sneaky about it. He's obviously keeping you waiting now. So let's see what this is about and where this is gonna go. So yeah, that's the deal there. But basically here, let's see how he feels about you currently. Interesting. Didn't see that coming, huh? Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. We have Taurus energy there. Let's see what this is about. King of Swords, Aries, or I'm sorry, not Aries. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air signs. Also, somebody's very cutthroat, honest, and straightforward. But with the Seven of Swords, that's not exactly what we're seeing, right? Because it's like, no, this person is not straightforward. They're not forthcoming. They're not honest. They are sneaky. So, well, good luck to you, because it seems like that's going to turn around here. As time goes on, time keeps spinning, and the world keeps turning. It seems like there is going to be some type of honest communication very soon. Maybe there's a Taurus person involved in some way. Maybe it's one of the friends that you're allowing to help you, or maybe that that cousin of his. But it seems like, luck is going to be on your side here, that he will actually be communicating with you in somewhat of an honest and straightforward way. But the thing about it is that it may be a bit harsh or hurtful or feel impersonal. Like you said, he's kind of like coming off like he doesn't really know you, or like nothing is going on or whatever, and that seems like it's going to change. Like, he's going to tell you something, but it may feel a bit harsh, but it's the truth. Okay, what is this about? Oh, that's funny. Look at that. Well, it did say the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there is a lot of love to be had here. Maybe he has a lot of feelings for you and he just hasn't revealed that yet. This also could mean commitment here, the Hierophant. So yeah, I mean, he could have a weird way of expressing it, and it may not come off in a very lovey-dovey way, but I feel like he's going to be telling you something about his feelings very soon. Wow, that's a twist. It's funny because the way people act, you would think like, okay, you can kind of predict the way that they're going to act in the future, or how they feel about you, or how they'll ever feel about you because of how they act. But it's funny because sometimes that's not true. We just can't tell by the way they're acting right now. That's freaking stupid, but that's funny. Yeah, it seems like very soon. But the thing is, like, the way he talks about it, like, it may be in a different kind of way. Like, it's not exactly like, hey, I really like you. It's not nice or like, loving or like very emotionally expressive. It's kind of like, look, this is what it is. And it may seem like he doesn't even like you when he's saying it. So it's kind of, I'm really interested to see how that kind of plays out. Because the King of Swords is not really about like emotions, like how you feel, trying to be sensitive to you. It's like, look, this is what it is. Here are the facts. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how I feel. It's not about that. It's about truth and facts. Basically just what is this, and that's it. So it may seem like he's like mad at you even when he's saying it. Like you're like, wait, are you trying to say something nice to me? Because you're seeming like you're like lecturing me or something. Just like very like straightforward and just kind of insensitive in a way. impersonal for sure. It's not very emotional, not connected or attached in any way, just very impersonal and very detached emotionally. So kind of awkward. I feel like that's just kind of the way that he is, though, you know? It's kind of weird. Any advice for her? You have many options, so don't think that this is your only one. If for some reason that's coming out for you, maybe this isn't the best option that you do have. But there is hope here. Keep a positive attitude, have faith that you will find what is best for you. And if you feel like this person isn't that, like if at any moment you just feel this isn't right for you, just know you have other options. And, you know, because there could be things that you're not seeing clearly about this person, and that could even be the negative. It could be negative or positive. Like whatever you're seeing about this person currently, it's probably not exactly the case. And so for on the one hand, it could be that, you know, they don't like you and they kind of just are rude and want nothing to do with you. Obviously, that's not really exactly true here. And, you know, if they try to like profess their love to you or something, like let's just say, for example, that would be the other end of the spectrum, then it may not exactly be the case, you know, as they're saying it is. So just keep in, you know, just keep your keep like a clear mind and try to just see things in a realistic way, because it seems like there's things here that, you know, it's kind of black and white for you, and whichever it is for you, it's really not just that. Like there is a little bit of gray obviously with every situation, and well, not every situation but most situations. And so I feel like it's kind of just saying like whatever you feel like it is right now, whether that's good or bad, it really isn't just that. Like you aren't seeing it in the realistic way. Like you're seeing it in a certain way, and that way is just not really exactly what you think, you know? So just be careful with that. Definitely, you know, try to keep a clear mind. Try to accept things for what they are and see reality as it is. You know, if somebody tells you something about themselves, like take it and believe it because they're saying it. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm very trustworthy. I just mean like, you know, if somebody says like I'm really not good in relationships, or you don't want to date a guy like me, I'm not a nice guy, or something like that, please don't act like they didn't just say that. You know, take it for what it is and face it and accept it for what it is, because they're saying that. It's something you should, you know, take note of. It is something that's important that they're saying about themselves. So I'm guessing it will affect you in some way later on if you decide to get closer to them. So don't deny these things that are, you know, that they're saying about themselves and presenting themselves as to you. It's funny. Right, exactly. Exactly. That's perfect because yeah, you don't really know what a person's going to do by their words. You're right. Actions. That's a good way to say that, you know. Um, and that's a good way to be careful. Like I was suggesting, like that's the perfect way to actually, you know, you have a good plan there. I think that's a good idea. Focus on their actions. Okay. Farah or yeah, Farah, I think her name is. Is that how you pronounce it? Thank you for your donation, and let's see what your question is. What is Ibrahim's thoughts and interactions towards me? Thoughts and next You're welcome, Rita. Thank you for your time and your participation and your donation, of course. Thanks for being here. Please like this video when you get a chance. And hopefully we see you tonight on the next live, okay? So you said, what is Ibrahim's thoughts and intentions towards me? So like next intentions? Well, okay, wait. I'm sorry, I was thinking actions. So you're wanting to know his current thoughts and what his intentions are as well towards you. Okay. Yes, of course. Thank you for your participation and your donation as well. I appreciate it so much. You guys, I'm gonna start, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it because it's kind of needed around here where I live. There's so many cats around here, like strays, and it's just sad. Like people around here, like hurt and kill cats, like no joke. And my sister-in-law and we're talking about like starting a fund for the cats because it is not cheap. You know, obviously we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10. Oh wow. We have 15, no, 16 cats right now. I just realized. I didn't even, wow. I did not even know that we had that many. But we just have this other cat that just had 5. So that's 6 of them together. Then there's 2 that we just got that were like dying outside. So we just, we couldn't just leave them there. And then we have our 5. So I think that's 16, right? 5. No, wait, is that 12? No, wait. Our 5, the 2, 13. Did I say 16? I don't know why I said that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I don't know. I could have it wrong, but around that. And so we know that it gets, expensive, but we're talking about, starting a fund, and I think I'm gonna do that. I think all the donations that I get from you guys, I think I'm gonna just put to that because, we need it and it's very important. And we just, we have big hearts. We really just can't say no. We may even accept more cats along the way, even though we've all decided like, no, we can't, no more. It's like when you see a cat outside dying, like a kitten, a baby kitten, it's like you can't just walk away, So it's like that's our problem right now. That's our issue, but you know, but we're gonna need some help to do that. So I may start to do that. So again, I'm really appreciative of your guys' donations. It is going to a good cause. And either way, before this whole predicament we're in, was the thing. It's still going to a good cause. I just want you to know that because it does help me with the channel. Helps me get all these cards, all these beautiful little decks that I have to use for you guys. The wheel. Yeah, and just whatever, the lighting, everything. I couldn't do this without you guys. So just I am appreciative and thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are here. So let's jump into this, Farah, before I started rambling on. Let's look at your situation here. Thank you for your donation. I just wanted to, say that because I think that's something that we're going to start to do. I think I'm going to get serious about that, actually starting that fund. So let's see here. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, no, we've spayed and neutered well, actually not all of ours yet because some of them aren't old enough, but that's what we're doing with ours. Oh, the ones that are old enough. The first cat we had, we waited or the first 2 cats we had, we waited a long time before we got them spayed and neutered. They started like screwing each other, and it was like, it was hard. It was crazy to keep them away from each other. But I won't go much longer into this, Fair. I'm sorry, but that's what we're trying to do, and then we're trying to trap the other ones around here because yeah, you're right. They're just gonna keep going and having more and more, and that's what they've been doing for years around here. So we're trying to do something about it. But my sister-in-law is like Capricorn, she's like the leader in all of this. Like she just gets shit done and she makes it happen and she's like, this is what we need to do. And so she's the one who's kind of been like getting us all like involved and taking it seriously. So God bless her. She's an angel. you know, she really is. She's a Cancer moon. So it's, another person who is born sun opposite moon. It's funny because she's a great person. It's like I'm sure she's pretty confused because of that, like your wants conflicting with your needs. It's not always fun, but she is a good soul. And she's one of my really good friends too. Not just my sister-in-law. Anyway, okay, so what are his intentions and thoughts currently for you? Ibrahim, what are his current thoughts and intentions? So his thoughts for you currently. Okay, you guys have a past, or is this, because I don't think anyone would plan on doing this to a person, but, well, shit. Deliberate decision and opportunities to take action. So maybe they're planning on this. I don't know. It seems like acting out of hurt, though, like something that has happened or will happen. Maybe it hasn't happened yet, but, or maybe they're coming from this place and you're, I don't dare say rebound. The reason I'm saying that is because they're coming from, we're starting out here in a place of loss. And so their thoughts here are either maybe that you're heartbroken, they want to take action, to maybe help you with that, or they're taking action towards you because, well, let's see why this is all happening. Because I don't even know why that would be there like that. Okay. They kind of feel responsible for giving you happiness or helping you to, trying to shine a light of, trying to shine light into your life, possibly. Sagittarius energy there. So maybe this is too positive and I'm just looking at it in a way that's like unrealistic, but let's see. What do they hope to get out of this with Thara or Farah? Thara? What in the world? Okay. Why haven't you shown me Seven of Swords if this is the case? He said, we had a misunderstanding and we don't talk. So somebody felt, okay, somebody felt neglected and then they turned around and neglected you or left you in the dust, basically. They abandoned you and they cut you off and they maybe ghosted you or something because they felt some type of way. Is that the situation here? Because what they intend to do, what they want to get out of this is to make you feel this way, possibly, maybe because they felt like you. So that would make more sense because that's their thoughts and feelings. So maybe you didn't even try to like break their heart or hurt them. Maybe you did, but if you didn't, then I would say that they're kind of just sensitive, like they just, or they think they deserve something more than is realistic, and it was hard for them to understand that. So now they're like bitter. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you didn't give them the attention they felt they needed or deserved, and they took that wrong. And that's kind of like a bit excessive, but now they're kind of like, then they turned around and just like stopped talking to you or something. Is that kind of what it is? Or was there, to me, I feel like there was like, for somebody to turn around and do that, and then for them to feel like they are responsible for your happiness, it kind of feels like, why are they trying so hard to be that person in your life? It's not really a healthy kind of thing to, when they don't really know you that well, they kind of just want to be that for you. It's like they just want to be seen as that person instead of actually like get to know you and try to help you out in a healthy way. They want to be your savior type thing. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Tell me what the future holds between these two. Actually, here. I'll use the Romance Angels Oracle for this. Tell me what the future holds between these two. What is left in this connection between these two, and what do we need to know? What does the future hold for these two in this situation? Is there anything here that will continue? Like, where will this go between these two? What is the connection here, and where is this going to go as we move towards the future with these two? Despite what his intentions are as of now, what he wants to happen, what do we see happening between these two? What do we see happening between these two? Hang on a second. What do we see happening here between these two? Sarah and Ibrahim. What is the connection here between these two? What's the connection here between these two? New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. And then give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. I realize that there kind of isn't one right now, but there could be one. Anything else you want me to know regarding the connection between these two and what's left? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Nice. Beautiful. Love it. Very positive here. Okay, one last card here for the connection between you. Sarah and Ibrahim. What is the connection here between them as we move toward the future? What do we see happening? Religious factors. Interesting. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay, so you'll know what that means more than I do because you know what your life is more than I do. But wow, okay. So I feel like you guys do have like a connection here, but at the same time, like, and you should, it seems like it's a positive thing for your life, or it could be like this could be something that the reason I say could is because we have free will, so it doesn't have to ever become anything that the cards suggest. But new love, have faith, stay optimistic, give your relationship a chance. I just feel like maybe you should. Religious factors, that's going to be a thing that you're going to have to decide like how important that is and how much it affects you. Like if you guys agree or disagree, obviously, what you are needing in the situation will be different. And how you see that and how it affects you will be different, depending on what that answer, if you guys have the same religious views or not, or spiritual goals. But I'm sorry about that, Aria. Or Ajria. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I am so sorry to hear that. Jasmine, thank you. Okay, so Farah. Okay, Farah. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So this seems like a situation that like could be something, but right now it's just hard to get off the ground because of all of these issues here. Here are the main issues: religious factors, finances, and career. There seems to be like kind of a thing where you said you had a disagreement, but I feel like, even more than that, like you guys actually could become something. And obviously it's going to be up to you, but I think really you guys really could take this somewhere, and it probably will go that way since this is saying new love and everything, and it seems like a good idea. It seems like the cards are like suggesting for you to give it a chance and all of that and open up to each other. But these few issues here at the end here, it seems like this is not going to be something that probably gets off the ground right now. If it ever does, of course, you can choose for that to happen or not. but it seems like it will be, leading towards that or headed that way. But basically here, I don't think it's going to be probably pretty soon. Like there could be other things in the way before it gets off the ground. And I'm saying that because it seems like there are other issues that you guys will need to like go over and figure out if you're okay with that or not, or like if this is something you really want. But the cards seem to think that it would be a good idea to go for it and try it out and see where you go with it. So obviously it's going to be up to you, but I think that this could be something. I just, whatever issues he was having before, for whatever reason, what's left between you is to give it a chance. So, but do whatever you need to do, don't, these are cards. Okay. So do what you feel is best for you. I trust you'll do what you feel is best for your own life, and you won't do what you feel is not best for you. So I'm not worried about that. That is, your choice still, but I think that it's safe to say that there is something here that, could become a relationship, and it may be a good idea to at least have this in your life for even a short time, for whatever reason the cards are saying that that's what's left. So either this is what's going to happen or this is what you guys are wanting to happen, and we'll just have to see what happens. Thank you for your donation though, Farah. I wish you were here to talk with me about it. I know you said to finish the reading for you. So maybe you can get back to me on the next live and tell me if you have any follow-up questions. I'd be happy to answer those if you do. Okay, Jasmine. Hi, I don't think I've seen you before. If I have, forgive me for not remembering, but if you are new, you should subscribe and like. I'd love to have you on with us. Join the club. Okay, I'm reading your question. Thank you for your donation, by the way. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see how we can give you some clarity here on something. Oh, goodness. Wow. First of all, I'm so sorry that that is happening. Some people are just, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that that is not easy to go through right now. It's very difficult. And I'm pissed off for you, you know, uh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let's see what the reason he texted you was. Hi, twin, lioness. Why did he text? I feel like I already kind of know, but let's see what the cards have to say. Why did he text her when he left them out in the cold and didn't really have anything to do with the situation? Just lack of responsibility and lack of courage. Obviously, the guy has no balls to be able to, do what's the right thing, and take ownership of what he's, created. Technically, he's half created. He's scared or whatever. Maybe he's just an asshole. But what did he text her for yesterday? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it started out that he wanted to offer some kind of help or support. He wanted to know where you were at in regards to the whole situation. And I think that it became very clear what the situation was. Let's see why this is coming out like this. Goodness. I wouldn't expect much support from him. I think, wow, I am so sorry. This is unfortunate, but you know what? I mean, I hate to say it like this, but I feel like you're a very strong person, obviously. Losing both your parents and then you're going through this on your own. You are going, I don't want to say you're going through this for a reason, because, that's probably like, you're probably like, fuck you right now, because, that's not my place to even say that to you. That seems insensitive, I'm sure, but I just mean, you're taking on a lot, and I feel like there, I don't know if you believe in God or anything, but I do, and it seems like there has to be a reason. Like, this child is lucky to have you as a mother because, like, you're the best, model for this child to teach it how to be strong, how to, take responsibility for something that is very serious, and to do it all on your own. Like, I mean, wow. I really want you to, like, know that that's, the situation. Like, you are very strong. I don't even care if I don't know you. It's, it's clear that you are, obviously able to handle it, I guess you could say. I mean, not everyone would be able to. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, wow. Um, but I'm sure it's, I'm sure it's not easy. And I'm not at all trying to, like, say that it is, but I'm just like, wow, you know. Um, yeah. So let's see what's going on here, though. It seems to me that, Nine of Pentacles, like, he wanted maybe to offer some support or, like, lend a hand, but I think really he, wanted to see where you were at in regards to your stability, and because of course that would affect his own stability. Ten of Pentacles after the Nine of Pentacles, it's kind of like he was willing to, like, offer you a hand if you needed one, see how you're doing, kind of like, do you need anything? Sorry, I kind of did a shitty thing. Like, kind of thought probably that you did something about that. Like, you didn't keep the kid, or, something like that. Like, maybe thought like this wouldn't be a problem for him anymore. Just checking in and seeing how things are going, right? And when he found out, Sun came out, he realized something was made up, clear to him. He can't deny it anymore. Here, he knows for sure because you told him. Um, and then death. So basically, it's like that drastically changed everything for him. He's realizing that this is still a thing and that his whole life is going to change and that it is already changed. There's nothing, can't go back. And I think he's getting scared, and I think he's bitching out, and he's running, and he is, trying to, for now, it's like he's dead because he's gone. I don't know when he'll show back up, if he ever will. He's taking the immature, cowardly route, and I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see if anything is going to change or what we need to know. What do we need? What can we expect? What do we need to know about him? And, like, can we expect? I mean, I hate to say what can we expect because, of course, anything can change at any time. We have free will, and we can choose to change our path at any time, regardless of what the cards say. So, let's see, just, anything we need to know according to the cards. What do they want to bring to our attention about this person? Well, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay. I actually think that this person, it's really hard to say, honestly, for me. I'm looking at all these cards. I feel like as of right now, like, what you can expect is maybe for them to, I think that they do care, but they are, like, afraid of this. Like, it's seriously like, Queen of Cups here. So it's a nurturing energy and it's a caring, motherly type of energy. Like, I don't think they're a heartless piece of shit, but they definitely are not seeing this in a positive way. They're seeing it as negative, like something's going to go wrong. Like, they're scared. They're scared as fuck. And so that's, probably why they're doing this. But there is something that you're not seeing clearly about them. Maybe it's, our, like, I'll look further, but it seems like, something to do with the actions that they're willing to take, or, their action taking, their ability to take action, or their basically, because the Ace of Wands is all about taking action and having the opportunity to do that many different times. And with the Seven of Cups here, it's kind of like, they do have many different options that they can go and choose from. But it's also like they're something isn't clear about, like, maybe it's just like you're not sure what kind of, like, if what kind of action they're going to be taking here, or if they will take any. Like, it's just not clear. And to tell you the truth, it's really not clear to me either, because them being so afraid and everything, but being caring, it's almost like at some point they may come around, but at some point, I mean, but they still may not, because of the fear. And for whatever reason, they're deathly afraid of this situation. Like, they know something bad is going to happen. That's the energy of it, is that, like, they just know. It's not even like, what if something, it's like they're like, this is all going to be fucked up. Like, I'm going to fuck this up. This is going to be wrong. It's going to be bad. I'm not going to be a good, like, maybe I'm not going to be a good parent for this kid. Maybe something they're saying. But for whatever reason, they really just don't see it going well for them in this position. But whether or not they will try and help out, or reach out, or try to, like, be of support to you in any way, let's see if we can get anything on that. What can we expect in regards to them, like, coming through and being supportive? Will they always try to be distant, or what is this person's role in their own child's life? This is the Eight of Wands in the floor. Okay. So I'm going to need you to try to tap into your intuition if you can. I don't know how comfortable you are with your own intuition. Some people are like, yeah, I already know what this is. And some people are like, I don't know. I don't really trust myself. So it depends where you're at with that. And if you're not sure, we can look further. But with the High Priestess, she already knows, without being told directly, she knows intuitively, the situation, whatever it is. So it coming out here, I feel like with the few things I'm about to say, you'll know exactly what it is in your, like, perception. Like, you'll be like, yep, I already felt that way too, or I know exactly what you mean, yeah, I see that. Or you'll say, I don't know for sure, so let me know. But it says basically, they're headed in a certain direction. They will be taking a certain path, and that path is working very, very hard. Maybe they have a new job, or they're very focused on their work, they're like a workaholic or something, but whatever it is, it's like almost like this is all that they do with their life. And this thing is causing arguments with other people, kind of petty arguments. It's not really violent like it looks, but either way, it's more than one person. It's not just them and another person. It's like it causes rifts with a few different people. They burn bridges. Things are not, they have a lot of tension in their interactions, and it has something to do with because they work very hard at something, or they just spend most of their time doing something like it's a hobby or something. Maybe it's not a job, but it's almost as if it was, because they're just always doing that. And it says the High Priestess. So it's like, if you don't know what this is about, we will look further. But if you do, it would say kind of like you would already know, like, what exactly that's trying to say to you. How do you feel about that? And you think that that's this thing that he's working very hard at, is what you're saying? Like, he would be working very hard at the relationship, or um and what would be the tension he has with all of these people? Do you know what that's trying to say? Because I feel like there's something that he is doing that maybe there's other things he should be doing instead, or he's just causing rifts. He's just very, like, maybe not an easy person to get along with, or if it is a job, or there's like a lot of tension with the interactions that he has. And it's like an ongoing thing, a thing that keeps happening. It's like a pattern. It's like a cycle, or like a constant for him. It's he doesn't really get along well with others, and so I feel like whatever he's working on so hard, it's like it's just a thing that is a problem for a lot of people. because like they feel like it's not the right thing maybe, or he just like, wow. So he's, yeah, people are gonna be angry. I kind of felt like it was about you know, the situation with you and the child as well. Like he's not doing, he's working very hard at everything but that kind of thing. And a lot of people are upset about that, you know, like his mother, I was gonna say your family, his family. Um, and so I mean, you said his mother, so I mean that's probably what it is then. That's what I intuitively felt like it was, but I just didn't know if you would intuitively know. Oh, she probably knows, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to keep that a secret, I feel like. But who knows? I don't know your situation exactly with her. But wow. Yeah. To me it seems like it's I don't know if that's exactly why, but so if his mom said that, I mean, how close are they? Like if that's an important thing for him, he may have to do that then. Hopefully he does. Hopefully she has a, you know, good grip on him so that so she makes him step up as a man should. Let's see, what do we need to know? Anything else we need to know about this? What do you want to bring to our attention about this for Jasmine here? That's beautiful. Okay, I already know what it's saying here. You're coming up here as the Queen of Pentacles, and the reason that is because you will be able to be stable and make it through this. I don't doubt that for a second. You are in the situation and the mother of this child because you can be, you know, you're able to do that. You have what it takes to do that. And I'm not even kidding. It's, you know, it's clear to me that you are very strong, but not only that, it's like with this bullshit going on and all the losses, you know, this child is lucky to have you as a mother because you you know, you're a good model in that way. We've already discussed this before, but I'm saying it seems like this is happening for a reason. Like there's no one better really to, well, I mean, I don't say no one better, but you know, with your situation, it's really like you are doing all that you can do. And that's what you need to know is like you can do this and you will do this. You are the Queen of Pentacles. You have your shit together enough, you know, good head on your shoulders. Do not waste time worried about this person because it is a waste of time. Like it will only hurt you more because I do see that at some point you may feel like you're held back and thinking about that person, like thinking about the past, and it really does hurt you and affect you. And maybe you can't sleep very well at night, like it's keeping you up at night. And the answer to that is like soul searching. I mean, literally soul searching. And I know it sounds kind of cliche and kind of like, yeah, I get it. But you need to go on this solo journey and figure it out. Like, figure out what really fulfills you in life. Because not only as a mother, but as a person in general, your life, not just your child, but your life. You're gonna have to do that at some point. And I think that's probably why this is happening, you know, because this whole thing here, you're not stuck. You will come out on top. You know, you will win, you know, basically. You're not gonna be the person who's feeling like you've done something wrong because you haven't. I think that you know, right now it's just a hard time, but you will make it out on top of this. Like he will know that he fucked up, basically. Not that it's gonna do much for you because by that time you're gonna already be, you know. But your advice here is basically just take it one step at a time. That's all you can do. You know, that's all you can do is focus on the stability of your own situation for the sake of you and your child. And really, I feel like he is just something that, you know, until he figures it out himself and does his own soul searching, you really, like, he's not going to help you heal. He's not going to help you stay strong or you in this situation. It's unfortunate that he is, you know, part of this, but he is choosing not to be. And that is something that you have to accept and not let affect you in a way that's, you know, affecting you because that's not fair to you. And obviously, he's not able to be responsible or mature enough to, make that right. So it's your job to make it right for yourself. And but we already know that you have the strength to do all of these things, and I just want you to know that. Hmm. Well, it definitely could be related to, everything that is happening for you, the dreams and everything. But interesting. I kind of forgot that you had said that actually about your dreams. So I have a book actually. I have no idea where it is though. Actually, hang on a second. Yeah, I do. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I thought I lost it. I thought like I couldn't find it right now, but I found it. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. So what are your dreams about? Like what's happening in the dream? In the dreams you're having, what is happening there? Like what are some symbols? Like is there water? Is there like you falling, or is there just, like an argument, or like what is this is you right here. But I'm just curious, what is happening in these dreams for you? I don't know, she may have left. That sucks. Well, hopefully she comes back on the next live. I do, okay. And him saying he misses me. Okay. You guys, this is actually the last reading I'll be doing tonight. Him being happy about the baby. Okay. But thank you for being here. I see a lot of new faces, you guys. I want to see you guys tonight. Will you guys subscribe right now and like? And once you do that, hit the subscribe button, or I'm sorry, next to the subscribe button, I'm very tired. There's a, that is funny. Oh yeah, true that though. With that comment that was just made. Um, but I do want to see you guys tonight. Next to the subscribe button, there's an icon. It's like a little bell, and you can hit that and hit all. And once you do that, it will tell you exactly when I go live tonight, so you guys don't miss it. And I want to answer your guys' questions. I usually try to get new people a question for free, so be there And if you're new, I will definitely, I will try my hardest to get to you. So be there when we start, and that will, make it easier for me to see who is new and give you guys all a chance to get a reading. Okay, so please do that. So I can get your guys' questions answered, okay? Okay. This book, by the way, it's called Dreamer's Dictionary by Garuda. Garuda? Maybe that's the last name, I'm not sure. But that is what it's called, so just so you know. I think baby, birth, or something. I'll look at. The next live will be tonight. I shoot for 11 p.m. my time. Right now it is 5:51 a.m. for me. So I don't know what time it is for everyone else. I know it's gonna be different for everybody, but for me it's 5:51 a.m. and I'll be going on tonight at 11 p.m. So that's when the next live will be. But that's why if you hit the subscribe and then the notification bell, because you can't hit the notification bell, it won't let you unless you subscribe. So that's why I'm saying that. Um, and then when you hit that bell though, it sends you a notification when I go live, so you won't miss it either way. So that's how you can do that. So let's see here for Jasmine. Hmm. Talking is the only thing I'm seeing so far that would be like close to that. So let's start with that. This points to your social skills or your wish to be better understood by the people around you. Pay attention to what is said and by whom. Well, shit, that says a lot right there. That kind of answers a lot, I feel like, for your situation, Jasmine. Like that's kind of exactly that's probably how you feel. I mean, I'm sure that's has a lot to do with it. Was there any were there any symbols like okay, sneezing, smoke, were there any colors? Were there any like a shirt or um, anything at all like like a crib or like anything sleeping, sky, soul, singing, sinking, sister, skeleton, skin, shirt, skirt, shoulder, shore, shrinking, siblings, shovel, sewing, sexuality, school, student, scales, scandal, scar, scare, sandals, sand, I mean, anything. I believe these dreams are things that I want to happen. Right, right. Yeah, it's kind of what it was saying too. Like you want to be understood by him and probably have him to say these things. But, and I think your mom was probably right. That was some good advice of hers. It's like, isn't that funny? It's like they know before we do because they've been around the block a few times. I'm so sorry about that. You saw your mom in the dream. Okay. And what did she say? Did she say anything or was she just there like she didn't have a part in it, but you just like she was almost like wasn't your mom in the dream, but you remember it was her face? Like that's interesting. Is that what she said to you in the dream or she said that before? What you said before she passed? Dreaming about your mother means either it says dreaming about your mother means either a bad conscience or the need for emotional support and a sign of good things to come. But the dream can also be a warning. Stop, you are on the wrong path. Watching a happy mother caring for her child, you're going to be part of a joyous, happy occasion and might even profit from it. If the mother is anxiously looking after the child, someone's misfortune is going to affect you. Dreaming about your deceased mother, you have done your grief work. The dream could also be a warning about taking thoughtless actions you might later regret. Damn, that was for you. That's wow. Okay, I'm glad that was there because I'm glad we didn't have to. I'm glad it talks about that because that's kind of what we're wanting to know. It says if you rarely dream about your own mother, that is, in the eyes of psychologists, a sign that your emotional connection to your mother is good. If you dream about your mother frequently, you may fear that you will never become emotionally independent. Unresolved childhood issues are another reason for frequent dreams about your mother. If the dream is positive, you are at peace with yourself and the feminine and unconscious aspects of your personality. She was reading a book. She told me to get her something to eat. That was actually the last thing she said to me before she passed. To get you some to get her something to eat or something that was said in the book. Hmm. She's reading a book. I would say that okay, it's saying she didn't seem anxious or anything. It seems like you're kind of reliving things or like things you want to happen or things that have happened and you're kind of like trying to be there still or trying to keep it there. You know, it's like you just want to remind yourself, you just want to be there with her. Maybe. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's pretty deep, like the what it just said about that. Do you want me to read it again? I kind of feel like I should. I mean, you can always go back and like listen to it again, but I just want to read that again. I feel like that was like pretty serious shit. It says, dreaming about your mother means either a bad conscience or the need for emotional support and a sign of good things to come. But the dream can also be a warning. Stop, you are on the wrong path. Watching a happy mother caring for her child, you're going to be part of a joyous, happy occasion and might even profit from it. If the mother is anxiously looking after the child, someone's misfortune is going to affect you. Dreaming about your deceased mother, you have done your grief work. The dream could also be a warning about taking thoughtless actions you might later regret. If you rarely dream about your own mother, that is, in the eyes of psychologists, a sign that your emotional connection to your mother is good. If you dream about your mother frequently, you may fear that you will never become emotionally independent. And unresolved childhood issues are another reason for frequent dreams about your mother. If the dream is positive, you're at peace with yourself and the feminine and unconscious aspects of your personality. I wonder if she even knew that if she was going to. Hmm. I know that's very personal. You know, we don't, you don't have to get into it if you don't want to. But with that being said, this is such a personal thing, and I just, I'm not good at these things. But I do care. Like, don't think I don't. I just am kind of uncomfortable. But I don't know why. It's like I know, you know, how that is kind of. I mean, I'm not you, but oh, okay. I'm gonna have to refund you then, twin. I was kind of worried that would happen, but it's okay. It's okay. But I'm gonna be getting off here right now. So let me do that really quick. And also tonight I'm gonna be going live, so come back and you can ask a question again. I'll be there, obviously. But twin, if you're there, that would be awesome. Whether or not you donate, it's up to you. But just letting everybody know that I will be going live again tonight at 11. So please be there. And Jasmine, please take care of yourself. Hopefully, I see you there tonight as well. Thank you for your donation and for your time and your question and your participation and just being here. Um, I don't I don't know what else to say. I don't. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything that's happening right now. I feel, there's really nothing I can say. I just hope that you got something from this reading and hopefully, um, you know, hopefully you feel a little bit like you understand a little bit more, maybe got some clarity in some way. Hope so. So, you guys, thank you for your donations. Thank you for being here. Please come back tonight. I'm going to be going live again at 11. So, hope to see you guys there. Okay. Good night.